Hello everyone again. I I feel like I've started every single video in the past. Well, I was gonna say every single video in the past like month. I think it's only been two. I don't remember if I've uploaded anything else since the Donkey Kong one. I genuinely do not remember because I haven't checked beforehand. But remember when I said I was gonna make a video before the end of the month? Like absolutely certainly. I've not done that. It's my fault. It's my fault because I was lazy. But this is my consolidation for that. Me yapping about Paul's new album. So be excited for that one. Well, I'm so excited for it now. It's going to happen right now. Well, not right now, but like in a minute. But yeah, I meant to have something out beforehand, but I really couldn't be bothered. That's the honest answer. I really couldn't be bothered making a video about, like, my original idea was to make a fucking video about Wild Honey, the Beach Boys album, because I really like it and I thought I had things to say about it. I didn't really. I recorded nothing. I started working on the script for it and then kind of gave up because it was just gonna be boring. It would have just been me kind of talking about it without really a point. And unless it's unscripted reaction yapping, then I really don't like doing things where I don't have some kind of idea with them. I can't just talk about something unprompted like that. And it would have came off really weird. I would either have to have a really inspiring, I don't listen to the album beforehand and be like, yes, I need to express my love for this. I can't force it, so I'm not gonna bother with it. But this I am going to force myself to talk about because it's so talk aboutable. Anyway, I'll start with talking about before the album, before I talk about what I think about it. So, I don't remember when Paul announced. No, I think Paul announced he was doing another album like 2 years ago. But you know, I think it was like the beginning of this year is when I think Paul started making very obviously there's something coming. I think he started putting Blackbird emojis on a lot of his Instagram posts or something, and I think some people thought that was another album. I think some people thought it was a compilation album or something, or a live album or something, and he was using the Blackbird because like the Beatles song Blackbird, you know. But no, it was teasing his next album, which we got the first single in like April. April might be in March. I think it was April. It was March. It was March. Days We Left Behind. That was it. I'll go talk about the song. I'm not gonna talk about the song. We'll talk about the song when we get to the actual album. It was the album was Boys of Dungeon Lane. That was it. Boys of Dungeon Lane. That was what the album was called. And I thought that I talked about the song later, but the actual songs itself. But I thought the album cover looked kind of boring. To be honest, that's what I thought. I thought the album cover looked kind of boring. Not to spoil my opinions of the song, but at the time I thought it was good. I actually did really like the song, but I didn't think it would lead up to like the greatest thing ever. I kind of expected it to be like a really good song in an okay album. And the second single came out, which was the one with Ringo in it, and I actually thought I didn't like that song first, and it was like, oh, so this album's gonna be like kind of a mixed bag, maybe at worst. It's probably gonna be pretty good, but it's not gonna be too good or anything. And then, you know, Paul's been promoting the album relatively a lot, and then he, you know, released a bunch of variants of the album. No, didn't release, but he, you know, announced a bunch of variants of the album. Like, you can buy the fucking blue vinyl, green vinyl, red vinyl, versions of posters, a gatefold, several CDs, you know, and all that shit. And I was kind of annoyed about that because I was like, oh man, Paul McCartney, how dare he release a bunch of variants of an album like that? Like, how could he take money from the starving vinyl buyers and all that? But then the actual album came out, and I was like, it was last night it came out. From when I'm recording this, probably when I upload it, is last night. And I thought, I'm not going to listen to this tonight. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. I wasn't even sure if I was going to listen to it tomorrow because I procrastinate very much. But I did end up doing it pretty much as the first thing I did when I got up this morning was listen to the album. And my fucking God, the fucking whiplash my brain had when listening to it. Because I was going in expecting to like it to be okay, to probably be kind of bored by it, honestly. I was half expecting to be bored by it. Because I don't know why. I was kind of half expecting to be like, yeah, this is fun and all that, but I wouldn't expect it to grip me like a lot of Paul's, earlier albums did. Is that I'm not the craziest in Paul's, recent material. I don't hate it. I don't even dislike it. It's just like I don't really like it as much as like I don't Ram, which is who fucking does? But I was expecting to be fucking gripped by it, but fuck it. The Boys of Dungeon Lane is probably the fucking best Paul album he's made since fucking Pipes of Peace in 1983, which is a very controversial opinion. And no, it's not. There's other ones later that are probably better than this one, but this is the one that I personally like. I like objectively. Later albums are better than Pipes of Peace, but Pipes of Peace is the most recent album which I regularly listen to and actually really like. Like, what I like and what's objectively good is different. This is like, this is an album I both objectively think is really good and also really fucking love to listen to. It's had to really make sense. I know I'm not really making any fucking sense here. I'm just, I'm not really coherent, But I'm gonna stop. I'll slow down. I'm talking a lot. Let me go back and talk about the album. Yeah, the album gripped me the moment I started fucking listening to it, because it begins with the first song. Fucking what's it called? I need to get it up, so I don't remember the song. As You Lie There. The first song, As You Lie There, starts with fucking guitar and mild spoken word by Paul, and that instantly got me. Because Paul never really does spoken word. He does it sometimes. He doesn't really do it very often. It's very rare, and it just took me. And then it becomes kind of regular guitar thing, and I was like, oh, it's a neat opening song, and it fucking hits you with some fucking really I was not expecting, but quite heavy synth and guitar section for the rest of the song. That fucking blew me away when I was listening to it, because I expected this album to be relatively like slow and kind of not artificial, but I didn't really expect it to be so fucking raw in terms of like, it's not like raw in terms of like emotional, but raw in terms of like the sound. It's very similar to the rockier Wings albums. I think the closest comparison is probably Back to the Egg, Wings' last album. It's very similar to that one in terms of the so just how rocky it is, but the kind of tone and the kind of sound of it's very similar to that one. It's fucking amazing. I don't really have specific opinions on most of the songs, really. Not because I think they don't stand out from each other. I have only really listened to it once and a half. I haven't listened to the entire thing more than once. I've listened to the whole thing once. I've listened to like half the songs a second time. Some of them I've listened to like 4 times. I haven't listened to the whole thing again. I don't think I really need to. My opinions of it are fucking strong enough. At a second listen, I don't think it's gonna change. I have things to say about some of the songs, like half of them, so that's enough. Anyway, it's such a fucking alive album is how I would describe it. It's so alive, and it's so rich in fucking not color, you know what I mean? If it doesn't feel like an album of Paul phoning in. It feels like Paul has pushed himself again to make something really good, which is very similar to the Chaos and Creation in the Backyard album from 2000 something. I can't remember what year it was, but that is that's probably Paul's most recent to good album, and it's probably my most recent album which I really like. That's not called Pipes of Peace. That does make sense. Remember Fight, like before when I said the Pipes of Peace is my favorite, most recent album that I regularly listen to. This is the second. I listen to that. I don't listen to that one very much, but that is my favorite recent Paul album. even though it's from 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm not making any fucking. I don't know. I'm quite. If you can't tell, I'm quite hyped about this album. This has really excited me, and I can't really coherently talk about it, you know, because I can't express my words about this one. Maybe I should have waited 2 days before I can think clearly, but you know, it's so good. It's so good. That's kind of the foot down summation. It's so fucking good. It's fucking amazing. Is it his best album ever? No. Is it in the top 10? I would say it is. I would even say it might even be a contender for the top 5. I think the only real issues I'll give it with it is the fact that I don't think the songs, there's a song beyond The Days We Left Behind, we'll talk about in a minute, which really stands out. I think it everything kind of blends together. But I don't mean that in the bad way where it feels like it's really samey. I mean that in the sense that it feels like a very much a cohesive album. It's like it's one package. It doesn't really feel like it works. Most of the songs really work individually. I mean they do, but they don't do not as well as like some albums, some Paul albums, which is like that. What a fucking complaint that is. So the songs are too cohesive with each other that they sound kind of weird on their own, you know. Which is like, there's only some of them, not all of them, but like I do think that's kind of my closest thing to a complaint. Paul's voice can sound artificial at times because I think they use some fucking auto-tune at points, but like I don't fucking care. That was something when Home to Us, the second single, had, that I was like, oh no, Paul's using auto-tune, it's gonna sound awful. He does it fine. He works it in with the album really well in the actual, you know, the final thing. Everything on it separately might be an issue, but altogether it really comes together to it gets you in a zone, you know, where that, you know, that stuff doesn't matter, and it's just, you know, the music. You know, it's just the music, you know. I'm sounding like I'm fucking, you know, trying to convince you that, like, you know, what am I even fucking talking about? I just started talking and forgot what I was fucking saying. I don't know. This is what you get from me when I don't have a script. I don't fucking speak English. But, yeah, Days We Left Behind, we'll talk about that. I'll talk about that, not you. You're not gonna fucking say a thing. You're gonna fucking sit there and listen to me talk about this fucking song. I'm gonna speak. Okay, the Days We Left Behind is fucking brilliant. I think it might be my favourite song on the album. Maybe it's because one I've listened to the most because it was the first single. But it is definitely my favourite song on the album during listening, because it's such a touching song. It's so nice. It's lovely, a lovely guitar ballad. Not ballad. I don't think it's a ballad. I don't know the fucking musical term. It's a guitar song from Paul, you know. It's brilliant. I love it. It's definitely the song of the album. That's where the fucking title comes from too. I need to say that again to make sure you understand what I just said there. The title of the album, Boys of Dungeon Lane, comes from a lyric in that song. There we go. Yeah, the other single, Home to Us, the collab with Ringo Starr, which is the first, quote-unquote, first song in which they duet and vocals. There's been other songs where they've collabed, and there's 2 vocals on one song, but this is the first time where they sing, you know, they both sing lead, and I'm sorry for that. It started, when it first came out, I didn't really care for it too much. I thought it was a little too overproduced. It sounded a little too poppy, quote unquote. You know, I didn't really think it was too anything special. But in the actual album, it hits much better with all the other songs around it. It fucking clicks so well. This whole album fucking clicks so well. It's like this beautiful jigsaw puzzle. The ending number, Mama Gets By, is fucking amazing as well. It's so fucking touching. It genuinely. A lot of people have said this. I didn't cry when I listened to it. I felt like I wanted to. A lot of people did apparently cry when they listened to it. And there's some other songs in there that are quite good, but I think there's no point in me going through like every song and talking about it, because it's just all fucking amazing. Like every single song is brilliant. There's not a single song I think I like less than the other. that's not. I do like some songs from other ones, but there's no song I hate, and there's no song I even dislike. It's all fucking amazing. This is, if you don't listen to this, if you don't watch this video, I should have put this at the beginning, but don't watch this video if you're expecting good opinions, like critical reviewing of the album in terms of its fucking musical identity, because I just like expressing how much I like things. I'm not too good at the whole intellectual discussion thing. I will say this, I do think the album has the theme of the album to me, how it is you know, maybe my childhood wasn't the best, but it made me who I was, and I'm grateful for that. That's what the album to me is, from, listening to it, and I think that's a very good theme. I think it's a very good theme. You can definitely hear from the way Paul sings and how it's written. He has a lot of respect for his, his upbringing, and he's a lot of love for it, even if it might not be the perfect ideal upbringing for him. And I think it's such a very touching thing to have so late in his career. Ringo has done similar songs for the past 10 years or so, which I actually those are mostly his best recent songs. And it's wonderful having him on this album, and only him on this album, because he's really the only person from those who could do a duet on this kind of thing. Who else are you gonna have? I'm feeling I'm making less sense. I wasn't making much sense when I started talking. I just love it. It's just such a good album. That's the only reason I made this is completely unedited, by the way. Just yap sessions about it, because it's just so fucking good. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. That's all I should have done. It should have just been a fucking 2-second video of me saying it's fucking amazing, because that's all I'm saying. It's so good. It's Paul giving it his fucking all at 80 something, 84. Is he 84 yet? I don't know. 83 or 84 years old. He's giving it his fucking all, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. That's about it. That's all. I genuinely don't know what else to say. I don't own the album physically. I'm going to buy it at some point on vinyl, because it's the only way to listen to music is on vinyl. But I'm just a joke, by the way. I do like vinyl more than I like that. I'm getting off track. No, I'm not going to talk about vinyl. That's it. I'm done. I'm not talking anymore.